All right, guys, a little NASCAR video for you today. Refreshing on how NASCAR season works. As you know, O'Reilly Series, which used to be Xfinity, to change the name of it, has 33 points races, with the last 9 races being the playoff races for the O'Reilly Series, with the top 12 drivers making it for the O'Reilly Series. Then you got the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, where it's 36 points races. There are 39 races in all, but there's 36 points races, with the top 16 making the playoffs. And O'Reilly will make O'Reilly will be their last 9 races, and Sprint Cup Series will be the last 10 races for the playoff drivers. So 9 races for Xfinity Series for the playoffs, or O'Reilly, whatever you want to call it, and for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, it will be the final 10 races with 16 drivers in the field. Now, they changed the playoff format, and I'll get to that in here a little bit. But anyways, that's all you need to know for the O'Reilly Series. Now, for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, what you also need to know is there's 36 points races. But there's also 3 other races, which is the Clash, the Duels, and All-Star Race. So how the Clash works is there's 4 heat races, and the top 5 drivers, 1st through 5th, qualify all them heat races to move on to the Clash. And them 4 heat races are 25 laps long, and then you have a last chance qualifier and then you have a last chance qualifier, which is 75 laps, which the 1st and 2nd place guy will come out of that to transfer to the back of the Clash. Now, you also have a guy that gets in on his provisional points, so the highest finisher who didn't qualify the heat races will be the final guy to take that. Will be the final guy to take the final spot. He will announce that before the last chance qualifier, but that's how the Clash works. The heat races are 25 laps long. Last chance qualifier is 75 laps long, and the Clash itself is 200 laps long. Now we move on to the duels at Daytona. There's 2 60-lap duels. Duel 1 will determine the inside row for the Daytona 500. Duel 2 will determine the outside row. Duel 2 will determine the outside row for the Daytona 500. There is regular qualifying before the duels, but the only 2 people's times that are taken for that are the guy that qualifies on the pole and the guy that qualifies outside pole. So the guy that qualifies on the pole and outside pole, the guys that qualify on the pole and outside pole for the Daytona 500 don't technically have to race the duels if they don't want to, but they will. Then we have the All-Star Open, we have the All-Star Race, which has a couple of different unique things going on there. You have the All-Star, you have 2 heat races for the All-Star Race. You have 2 heat races for the All-Star Race, which are 75 laps long. Yep, so back to the All-Star Race, guys. You have 2 heat races, which are 75 laps long. Heat 1 will determine the inside row. Heat 2 will determine the outside row for the All-Star Race. And then you have the All-Star Open, where they will have 2 guys that qualify out of the All-Star Open into the All-Star Race. Now, All-Star Open are the guys who didn't make the All-Star Race, that have to go through there, that won't race in the heat races. So the top 2 out of the All-Star Open will make the All-Star Race, and they'll start in the back, obviously. And then you'll have a fan vote the night of the All-Star Race, that Saturday night, all night long until the All-Star Open race is over. You'll have a fan vote where fans will get to go on NASCAR.com and vote. And the winner of that fan vote will be the final participant in the All-Star Race. In case you're unfamiliar with how the All-Star Race works, obviously, if you won a points race in 2024, or you win a points race this year in 2025, up until the All-Star Race, you will qualify for the All-Star Race itself. Otherwise, if you didn't if you are a past points champion, you will qualify for the All-Star race. If you're not a past champion and you didn't win a points race last year or this year in 2025, up until the All-Star race, you have to come out of the All-Star Open. So that's how that works. 75 laps for the 2 heat races. 75 laps for the 2 heat races. 100 laps for the All-Star Open, and the All-Star race itself is 250 laps. The winner of that wins a trophy and gets $1 million. Now, the class and All-Star race, the class and the All-Star race don't count for regular season points towards the regular season for the playoffs. But the duels at Daytona, they do get points for the regular season, points. Now that that's all said, I do have to explain to you the new playoff format. Short series. Long story short, it used to be the playoffs were a win-and-in type of thing. You won a race, you're basically, and that's out the window now. Playoff points are out the window now. You're still going to get stage points. The stage points stay the same, but the rest of the playoffs kind of change. Instead of getting in both the series for Sprint Cup Series and O'Reilly Series are the same as far as the points go. Used to be the winner got 40 points. Now he's going to get 55 points plus whatever stage points he might earn. So yeah, it went from 40 to 55. Second place guy in each race. So first place guy in each race for Sprint Cup Series and Xfinity Series for each race will get 55 points plus whatever stage points he earns. Also, second place guy in each race for Xfinity. Second place guy for Xfinity Series and NASCAR Sprint Cup Series will get 35. And then it goes down to 34, 33, so on and so on. Then after the second place guy gets 35, it goes down a point each position. So yeah, no more winning in, no more playoff points, no more eliminations in the playoffs. It's just whoever has the most points at the end of the year. And then once we get to the playoffs, they will reset the points right before the playoffs. The guy who wins the regular season for Xfinity Series and NASCAR Sprint Cup Series will start off with 2,100 points, a 25-point advantage over the second place guy and everybody else. So yeah, that's how it works. Now that I explained that to you guys, obviously the Clash is in 16 days. I will be doing recaps of the races, every race. How I will do it, as I will let you know who won each stage. I will let you know who won the race. And I will let you know, well, basically how I'm going to do my recap for NASCAR is I'm going to let you know who won the race, who got second through sixth. I'm going to give you just the top 10, first through set. I'm going to give you just the top 10, first through 10th in that order for O'Reilly / Xfinity Series and for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. I'll let you know who won each of the 2 stages. And when there's races with 3 stages, I'll let you know who won each of the 3 stages. I'm not going to give you everybody who won. I'm not going to give you the whole everybody who got a point for the stage, because obviously, the top 10 each stage gets points. The winner gets, for both series, it's the same. The winner gets 10 points for winning a stage. Second gets 9, third gets 8, and then fourth gets 7th, and so on down the road. 1 point for each position as it goes down for both series. So yeah. So I will be letting you know who won the race. I will be letting you know the top 10 in each series after each race, first through 10th. Who won each of the 2 stages. And after the first race, I'll let you know where the points sit. And then after every 10 races, after race 10, I'll update the points again. After race 20, I'll update the points again. And then for Sprint Cup Series, I'll update the points going into the last race. And then same for Xfinity Series. When they go in the front race, I'll update the points again. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing this year, guys. I will also have a video predicting my who I think will make the top 12 for Xfinity Series, and who I think the top 6, and who I think the top 16 for the Sprint Cup Series will be. Last year I went 8-4 for the Xfinity Series for predicting who I thought the top 12 that would make the playoffs was, and I went 13-3 for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series for predicting what I thought the top 16 in the playoffs would be. But there you have it, guys. I'll have one more video, and that'll be the videos I have coming before NASCAR season starts. Enjoy your day.